do want to start here with the fast-moving and for many really horrifying events on the ground in Afghanistan, where the Taliban have now reached the capital city of Kabul. American Chinook helicopters have been spotted taking off and landing near the U.S. Embassy as the Pentagon speeds troops into Kabul to get our people out.
And that is happening as we have just been told by a Taliban spokesperson that a delegation of Taliban leaders is at the presidential palace right now negotiating a transfer of power. ABC's Ian Pannell is in Kabul with the very latest. Ian, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Trevor. I mean, what an astonishing week. What an incredible just few hours this morning. As you say, Taliban delegation, a delegation of elders, went to the presidential palace. Not clear whether they're still there, but there appears to be a process underway for some kind of peaceful transfer of power. What we're told is that a delegation will then go to Doha, to Qatar, which is where the Taliban leadership is based. Now, the Taliban have issued orders saying their fighters will not enter the city, although we've certainly seen reports of some fighters around there. We've seen people waving white flags and some police abandoning posts. But I have to say the mood here this morning is one of fear and dread.
This morning, the Taliban releasing this video appearing to show people lining the streets and cheering as their troops drive unopposed into Jalalabad. Now, all routes out of Kabul are sealed off, and the city stands as the last hurdle between the Taliban and total victory. Millions of Afghans here in Kabul are bracing for the militants to take over. Chinook helicopters could be seen taking off and landing near the US Embassy as the emergency evacuation gets underway, and a heavy Afghan security presence lines the streets of the capital, which holds out as the government's last bastion, insurgents inching ever closer.
Recently, life has become difficult for people. People worried about the way Taliban treat us before and now. We just want peace.
Kabul's the final destination in the Taliban's lightning offensive, in just over a week taking all major cities. The Taliban's white flag now flying over places like Herat. And as the Taliban approaches the capital, many are desperate to escape. This airport processing centre filled with visa applicants, among those Afghan translators who supported the US military during the nearly two-decade war, now fearful that their relationship with the West could cost them their life.
We serve for the American forces, we serve for the US and ISAF forces, for the coalition forces. They have to take care about us. It is our turn to be helped.
President Biden announcing he'll now rush an additional 1,000 US troops to Afghanistan, bringing the total to 5,000 to help evacuate Afghans who helped the US, as well as US personnel on the ground. This as his administration faces growing criticism for how they handled the withdrawal of troops in the first place.
Most people I've spoken with generally feel as I do, and that is that as much as we'd like us to leave Afghanistan, the way that we're choosing to do it right now is a mistake.
Tom Amenta served in Afghanistan in the early 2000s, now watching in anger and horror as the country's left to crumble.
We are about to cede control to the exact organization that harbored Osama bin Laden and allowed him to plan, coordinate, and execute the attacks of 9/11. Only now they've had 20 years of experience, and now they're going to be in control.
Well, we're now seeing a constant flurry of Chinook helicopters heading to the airport. You can always hear the sound of aircraft in the sky. A colleague of mine who was down at the airport recently said you can see lines of buses heading to transport aircraft to try and get US civilians, diplomats working at the embassy, as well as special immigrant visa applicants out of the country. I mean, things have moved so fast. The US thought that it could complete its mission to get people out by the end of the month before anything changed in Kabul. But looking at political developments, it looks like you could see an interim government involving the Taliban long before the US has departed the country. Guys.
Unbelievable how quickly this happened. Ian Pannell from Afghanistan, a nation likely on the cusp of Taliban rule. Ian, thank you.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.